Hello everyone, welcome to the third video on this series where we're building a Laravel application together to monitor websites if they go down, if they're up. As a web developer, that's a very useful service to have. We're building it for dialogues, but we're going to make it public for everyone that's been following this series so far. Let's do a recap here in the browser of what we've done so far. So let's do composer run dev to start the application. Okay. So we have this boring dashboard so far. We're going to make an improvement in today's video, but the start of the application so far has been the websites. We have a list of websites. We can create a new one by clicking this button. We can edit them here as well. And in the previous video, we created a command and we added the command to the scheduler that's going to check if these websites are up on a regular basis. So in today's video, I want to do some improvements to the interface overall and add some more quality of life features. And I want to start by adding a delete action here so we can delete websites that we're no longer using or just test websites. For that, let's hide this and let's open the router. Let's add a route to delete website. Remember, we're using cursor. We can make use of this AI helper we have here all the time. So it created a route, a delete method route for websites / and the ID, where it's going to call a function called destroy in the website controller. And it also added the name. Let's, by the way, I also want to add an action to view the website itself, to view more details. So let's do that right away. Yep, that's the one we're missing. To view the website, it's called show. And now we have to go to the controller and add the functions to support those routes. The first one is the function to delete the website. Cursor named it destroyed. It receives the ID as a parameter from the route. It's going to find website and delete it, and then redirect us to the index. And for the show, it's the same. Receives the ID as a parameter, finds it, and returns a view that we have to build. Okay. Again, we're keeping it simple. There's many more things that we could add. For example, return to the index with a message, ask for a confirmation, but we're keeping it simple for now just to get the prototype working. Oh, lastly, we need to add the links here to delete. This is interesting. So for delete, notice it didn't create a link. What it does, it's the proper way to do it. It creates a form that it creates a form that has a button inside, and on submit, it's gonna make a request with the method delete, and it includes a CSRF token. So we're making sure there's nothing hideous going on. But the good thing about this is a security measure, because if you make this delete request a get request that you can click as in a link, for example, a bad actor could add that link, the URL to that delete link, to like an image, for example. So if you load that image and you have the URL to delete a website as the source of the image, of course it's going to show broken in the browser. It's not going to load the image, but the browser is going to try to load that URL and it's going to end up deleting the website. So I understand it takes a little bit more time, but with things like cursor, it doesn't take really any time. Just do a proper delete method to delete your resources instead of making it a get request. So, okay, that's a delete. And let's also add the link to view. This is gonna fail because we don't have that. Okay, let's comment this for now. Let's test the delete. Let's add a test website. Then let's delete it. Okay, it deletes the website. Now let's do the view. It's gonna fail because it doesn't have the route. Sorry, it doesn't have the view. So all we have to do is, there's probably an easier way to create this. Show the blade, and let's extend the same section content. And yeah, let's keep it like this for now. Layouts main. Now this is very ugly. Let's use the same header we have in the other. There we go, website name. That looks a bit better. It's still horrible, but we're gonna improve the layout at some point. And okay, so that's view. Let's add a back button here somewhere. Yeah, edit and back to index. Okay, back to list, view, we can edit. Oh, from the edit, we also need here, back to list button. Okay, so I'm happy we have now delete action, view action. Next, I want to cover validation real quick, so we don't, we don't do this kind of thing. We try to create a website with a name. So let's, in the controller, whenever we want to store the website to create it, let's first validate the request, making sure the name is required. It's a string and it has a maximum character length of 255, and that the URL is required, and it's of type URL. Okay, so that's going to validate this, but it's not going to show any errors. I'm submitting the form, and it's not creating the website, but at the same time, it's not showing the errors. You have to go back to the view that creates the website. Sorry, that shows the form. And let's add here, if there's an error for the name, show a paragraph with red text showing the message. Same for the URL. Okay, so now we have some validation. Let's go ahead and do the same for the edit. So we're editing a website, want to make sure we're not clearing the name or the URL. If we edit, okay, we're missing adding the same validation to the update method. Okay, cool. So far we have delete, we have edit, we have view, we have validation. Now, the next thing I want to cover in the video is some sort of list to record when a website goes down, because right now we are only saving the status and the website itself. But if you want to look at the history of how many how many times has a website gone down in the past 7 days. We don't currently have a way to know that. That's very important for a service like this. So to hold this information, we're going to need a new table that goes with a new model and some changes to the interface to show this right next to every website. That's why I created the view website page, so we can show here a table or a list of the most recent downtime events for every website. Okay, let's open console here and use Artisan to help us with this. Let's do PHP Artisan. Let's make first a migration call create downtime events table. It's gonna generate a migration for me. Let's clear the tabs for a second. All right, so it created a migration, and I'm thinking, yes, we need a foreign key to the website ID. We need a timestamp for the start time. So we're gonna record when the downtime event started, when the downtime event ended. It might have not ended yet, so it's good that this is nullable, but it'll always have a start time. I don't really need a status, and I don't need a message either. I do need a duration, so we can show for how long it was down. And this is gonna be integer, the amount of minutes. Yeah, let's do default 0 minutes. Okay, let's run the migration. Migrate. Now we have the table created. Let's go ahead and create a model now. Called downtime event. Now, at this point, we have two models. We have the website model, and we have a downtime event model. We need to create a relation between both, because a downtime event belongs to a website, and a website can have many downtime events. So that's defined in the model. So for a website, we can create a function called downtime events, and this tells Laravel that a website, which is the model we're editing, has many downtime events. And you'll see in a second how we're going to use this. And the reverse relationship we have to create for the downtime event. Function website, and with this we say that every downtime event belongs to a website and we access it through the website function. Now this is also going to be needed when we create a downtime event. It's going to have the ID, so we want to fill the ID, start time, end time, and duration. Great. Now how do we create them? That's going to be in the command. Remember in the previous video we created a command that's going to check the status of all websites on a regular basis. So we would do that here, and that would be whenever a site goes down. Let's see. If a site goes down, probably could use some refactoring here. Yeah, if the site is down. Right. So let's create another function here that checks. Private function. Record downtime event. And we pass it the website. And by default, it's going to create a new downtime event. with the website ID and start time now. So let's call this create downtime event. Let me think. Add here the model for the downtime event. So if this is down, let's create downtime event. And here also. But now the thing is, we don't want to create events every single time. So let's call this again record. And we need to make a check here, right? Exactly. So we first need to check if there's a downtime event where the website ID is the one we are looping through at the moment, and just get the first one, right? That's not closed yet, is what we're missing here. Yes, so we need to query the database and try to find a non-ended downtime event for the current website. If that has occurred, then we don't want to create a new one. If it doesn't exist, if the previous downtime event has been closed or has ended, or the website doesn't even have a single downtime event, then we're going to create one. All right. Yep. So if no downtime event, then create it. What's happening here? Yeah. So if no downtime event, create one. All right. And we also need to record when it goes back up. This downtime event ended. So with this function, every time website status is up, we would be checking if the downtime event has ended. See, this cursor is magic. Let's see. It's going to check for a downtime event that hasn't ended. It grabs the last one. It updates the end time, duration, and it saves. Yeah. Again, there's room for improvement here. At some point, we're going to refactor these things. But I think for now, that's it. Let's go back to the list. Oh no, we now need to add the table of downtime events to the view so we can run some tests. Let's show. Let's create another div. Downtime events, it's a table. Perfect start, end, and duration. So this is how you pull the downtime events. Remember, we created a relationship called downtime events on the website model. So all you need to do is call that function from a website, and that'll pull the events. You don't need to make another SQL query or eloquent query from the view or from the controller. Just by using the relationship, you pull the events from the database. Okay. I know this is very, rough, like we don't have spacing or anything here. Maybe we can add some. But remember, this is a prototype, and at some point we're gonna make things better here. So let's do some padding. There we go. All right, so dialogues is currently up. Let's edit the site again just to break it, the URL. Run the command. Check websites. So now dialogues should be down. There it is. If we view it, okay, it recorded the start time of the down event just when we checked it. It hasn't ended, and the duration is 0 minutes. Let's wait for it to, you know what, we can modify the command, because remember we're only gonna do the check. Oh no, as a matter of fact, we only notify after 5 minutes. So if we fix it, if we fix the URL and run it again, it should close the event. So check websites. Yeah, there we go. It closed it here. There's an issue with duration. Yeah, I think it's the opposite. It should be the diff in seconds between the start time and now. Okay, let's run that again. Let's break the website. It should go down. It is down. It created a new event. If I run it again, what happens? Okay, it doesn't close it because it's still down. Now if I fix the website and check again. Oh, call to member function diff in seconds. Didn't like that. So let's do diff. Oh, as a matter of fact, this is not seconds. I want to record minutes. Diff in minutes, and let's just do absolute here. Remember if this is, yeah, function absolute. Perfect. Let's run that one more time. Oh no, it just didn't record it, sorry. Yeah, so it lasted for 1.22 minutes. Great, I think we are at a good stopping point here. Today, we've done some upgrades to our interface, features, and quality of life. We added a delete action to delete websites. We added a view to show the details of a website. It shows just the basic information about it, URL, status, and timestamps. And we created the downtime events table along with model and relationships, so we're able to show a history of downtime events for our website. Next video is going to be exciting. We're going to be improving the interface using Tailwind, so stay tuned for that. Please like the video and leave us a comment as to what improvements would you like us to make in the future. If you see any errors in the code, if you have any suggestions on what topics to cover next, I promise I'll answer all the comments that you leave in the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in.